Hello, hoi kom dot. Vulnerabilities ha, nanak dam tha chiu lai. Tu zan li Thawngpang chim na kan than halai pathian ni chan tha kan pe. Chan sung loi, lam kan roi to nak chan tha kam hu. Boi pa chu tha ka ti. Tu zan lai Thawngpang kan themi chung in hu big. Chim phun nak kan halai te. Nan chan sung loi tan ni nan ka zau ton cha thank you box e. Ke zong ka chan sung loi tan ni news ka chim lumang. Boi pa tha zia. To nak chan than kam hu than. Tu zan lấy US ni Iran kahnak palen anei mi chung khan update thar kan thei mi an hubik ke chimpon kan nei halai zait na palen to tibel ti cho fiang en kan theilo na an au mi cho Thawngpang kan thei mi an chimi cho meeting an to se chu si tu hi US ni batak te chol chang na avan tuan huwa ma avantua ahhin Iran cha chen ro chanak ahar ngai mi thiel pakhat asi US ni atimi chu Iran chu tainangan pi ka chau lai ti ka se tainangan pi ka chau lai ti sele kam pu tham he tu he kang ki kam pu tham he tu he batak te avantua he aro pui tak se he ka thu da ka vanarem la tu he ka pu tham ni Iran ka lai tainak ka chau lai ti mi achimi kong kha tu zan lai abigin kam chim lai comment te nan tirmi kha comment zo pa la te lai pa khong chu kam pu tham kong thiam ka chim ko la na lu sao te veng ha ko te koi youtube lai good evening dam tha chiu ha facebook lai nan lo facebook lai tu he nan lu atlong par lo te lung tluan lo chel tluan chel chi soko soko he okay ben thank you good evening kito good evening good evening zo zencho slide hebru van akai lai mo ti se julia dot len ia thei bak lo van kai lo kong chu mo van kai lo kong chu pa kan zum na khan pathian ni thei lai slide hebru kong chu ka themium lo ke ko ani por che pharo thoban to kan sala pharo tho so ro so lai ti akhan ke ni tlang ro kan ti akhan ro so disla ma por ka cho ke andam ko ro kan ti akhan an zo ko ro na ti pun pai kan sala ma na por ka che ke kompira dong ne lai ko na lo ma kong ko se kan chim na lo US kong tu kan chim na lai se sa tu za lai US ni Iran ka atim na kong ma kha abik in kan chim lai te abik in tu za lai ka mai ti da kom ma kha ka man chim na lai kam pu tham chu atu hi US ra kap ral dau athiam mi ral boi pon ha he ton nak an nei e ma ton nak chunga cha zai khodan khan ti mi la thong thi la kum ko la kum ruk mi tham election he di party ni am fiar kho ti lo nak ha le chen Georgia e Pennsylvania Wisconsin le Arizona pon ha bo am fiar nak le phoning lo bo an thang na kong pol ha achimi kha tu zan le kam chim tha lai chen ga he news ka chim te comment kam zo zara na pu hi Russia Putin ban token I chho soldo ase ko chang lo mo zar li le zar nga kalim lai arak ti nan asel ha ral tok ti mi cho phoi lo cho ral tok ti mi cho ke cham cho amak tok athiam tok ma pin cho ke kan chim ti alo zoom han kite zabui man kha ka tlai lai ti lo simlam pan hi an tlai khoi lo maka he achim mi ke kaman zau ta thang te
It is very, very hot, but you know where there's great air conditioning? Underneath the West Wing, in the White House Situation Room. That is where President Trump has reportedly been getting briefings from his War Secretary Pete Hegseth, the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs Dan Kane, the CIA Director John Ratcliffe about next military options to try to figure out how to make the Iranians get back on track and somewhere even close to what they agreed to with this memorandum of understanding that the New York Times now calls a memorandum of misunderstanding. The president says that they are trying to decide whether or not they even want to pursue diplomacy or if they should just go and finish the Iranians off. But he admits the Iranians have some fight left in them, and now his military advisors are trying to help him figure out if there is something that they have not tried before that they can do to literally, with military might, knock some.
ma tiang ka silo te achimi chu atu he Fox News le mo Fox News ni ti mi chu alin ngai aliang ka chok le achung uma chu te air condition briefing room a kanum le a ki ngai aliang kan cho ki alum ngai ti ka se John Trump ni briefing room a achimi chu ate achimi chu Iran ka dau nak ding kong cha ma kha chai mai na kha anai na kong kha kan chim ti ate chu chung a chen ma Iran kahnak ding kong ahhin ahola zawda an situation zaitina kan tua lai timi por kha ma kha anatel ti se maka chunga chen Peter Hegseth le chen atu hi raltuk la daw naka atel ding mi pol na ralboy pol na kan ti ma hi secretary of Peter Hegseth atel chen atu hi chief chairman pol na kha anatel chu ko no ralboy le just ralboy le kha anatel ralboy le kha anatel le ma kha anatel le man ha pol le khan chei mai nak an tu ai ma chei mai na an tu mi chu Iran zaitina track ti mi chu zaitina kan tuk lai zaitina harap kan chia lai kan o lai ti ka se ma kasi ma chunga chatu hi US ni Iran he an tu balomi an to balomi amhu balomi kam hu tan halai ka to lai ka lai chen ka lak lai ti kha achim tia ti chu cha chen ma pula hen achiu khan jo an thai thiam lo misinformation ke pa ka ngai ti ka kha ke thai pal nak tam pi ma chu asi chu cho tham ni tu za le bachim nak anai chu chu atu hi tim tu na ka thanak ding cha batak te khwa khang ti kha an sim ni se maka he Azazira news ni achimi chu hi ten te tu za le chu zai kom han chim lo breaking news tia achia breaking news tia atia le maka chunga cha timi chu US ni Iran chu achuk bling ka nam lai ka tai chi chek lai tia ati ti se achuk bling ka nam lai ka tai chi chek lai maka hai zo lo te atia mi chu kampu tham ni tia mi chu US ni tai na ngan big kan chau lai President Trump ni achim US is winning big in Iran US ni tai na ngan pi kan chau lai Iran kan ka lai atu kan ka ding mi kan tim to mi plem pon hai te an to balo mi an to balo mi am hum balo mi they never fear they never see ma kha am hum balo mi an thai balo mi an to balo mi kha ma kha achang lai ti se ma chun US ni atu I aka mi chunga Iran I vanlong tu ron apong I kal nak hlai pol ha le power pol ha achiu aka sang ti se ma hi nam pu tham so ka tu lai ti mi cho atu abak mi si cha ma he tham bia chim he te ke nama pol chu ke dan ton lo cha ke te aro ong nan thai lo tham cha chim son ti la kam byang lai ti chen nan kho kha apit chang lai Donald Trump ni กันแบ่งไหลอันที่จะเต้นั่นขอคิงดีจังไรมาลุกบักจะอรังมาสกอตุตันจงว่าอิหร่านจุกตุกกระดาวไหลอันที่จะตุเฮแอร์พอร์ตเลยกันนักลำให้ปีอันกาจังที่เช่จะจูมาข้าสิตุจูอิหร่านจะรถชนะตีแล้วมาข้าตุจันเลยทำปังกันเทมสิเลยอิหร่านเฮกันกาไหลvoidang bantuk asalai lo voidang a chen ati din te in kanka sana tu chu harder ti kase phak diu chin ne phak diu kanka lai adok nak big a chen chol kholo bak kan to thalai che chen cham ni ti me chu iran e ral tuk nak theory anai mi di lakกันกาดีจังมาอตุจูอาตังมีเตลงค่ะกันกาไหลจนลำปีกันคำดีน่ะอิหร่านไพซ่าประคับมันมูติเราดิ่งตัวฮีกันตัวไหลดิเชมาค่ะอิหร่านจ้าโอเคโมนิกาทั้งกันนั่นนิวส์ง่ายตาเราจนการเข้าเขาเราก็คอยเสียมันตุกะโอเคมันตุกะทัดจูอิงเฮเขาเราเตียงกันจะรักไงหลายปอกก็ต้องสุดที่นิวส์ก็ชิมเฮจูเอสกองและเวลาจุงปีไทยดิ่งกองลองสโลที่ทิ้งลงปุ่มสัตว์สลาวดำหนักอ่ะแต่ชิจูมาเฮก็หลายปอกก็ต้องนิวส์นั่งไงแล้วมังสุดที่เฮน้ำเปียงทาร์ก็ไหลน้ำเปียงทาร์ไหลที่เดี๋ยวเราว่ากัลตักดิ่งมีปวดหักกันไทยไหลคุยกันได้วันใกล้หนักสิคุยกันได้เฮลกันหนักสิที่มีก็ต้องคนเพียงไหลที่มาขาดทำมิเช่กาดิ่งบักซิมมาคาเสตุจูกาดิ่งทีมตัวนักอันไหนดีจังจู่จนทุจันเลยทำในชิมจูปอลคัตเต้กับวันลีป้าก็ไหลเลยกับวันลีป้าไหลเลยมาช่วงนั้นอาเตลมีปกกับวันตันชีที่ไหนทุจันเลยกัมพูทำในชิมปอลฮันจู US election กองรัฐตกนักกองจนสิบวันกองอันดังปอลฮันคาเตลชี
barrels of oil. We are likewise winning big in Iran, and you will see the fruits of that labor very, very shortly. America is back and doing really well, but we still have a major challenge that must be urgently addressed because no country could be great without fair and honest elections. You have to trust your country because if there can be no trust, there can be no greatness, and that's very simple. No trust, no greatness. For many years, I've called for bold, swift, and decisive action to protect the integrity of America's elections. Every American.
มากัมพูชาเนี่ยชิมิซอนเตียกันอิหร่านจูโอเคกันไต่ไลกันหลักดีไลที่ข้าเป็นชิมิเช่จนนั่นรำหิเตนั่นรำหินั่นซุ่มเราเสียจนอาทองมีแลอาจักมีรามาอาสเขาเลยเรามาค่ะนั่นซุ่มเราอาเสียจนอะทีจะจะ US จูอตุเฮเกียทัน US เอจูท่านอารักจักตุกตัวมีค่ะ President ให้ตูชัดเราลงอาตุมชุกอาสินาเบนโดนชัมจูอาตุเฮอาจักทันชุกตารมีรามากันสิจุดจะนารามเฮนซุมบักนาบูชันเสียจนรามอัฐังชาวมีละอาจักมีอัฐังมีรามาอาชัวจนท้องที่ละกุมกุล election กองเสียอดัง election กองเสียมาปอลชงอาคันพงนิ่งเราเป็นvoteทักมีตามเปียน
deserves to know that when they cast their vote, that vote will be counted accurately in a system, and that is to make that system secure. One where cheating and interference are not just difficult, but virtually impossible.
มาเห็น vote ทักติกาก็สิ vote system พอหาอันตัวมีอาคันอันเฟียร์คนเรานี่นักเห็นแลเลียนชิมคนเราหนักถึงจ้ามาค่ะเฟกตีนกันตัวเขาจัวจน election จนเด vote เฟียร์เราอดีตมีเตะบ่อันทามี US citizenship มีเตะค่ะอันที่หลังเรียลเปียกดีค่ะมาค่ะกันตัวออกจัวสิเตียเต
Unfortunately, the system we have today falls catastrophically short of that standard. Tonight, I'm announcing the immediate declassification and release of critical intelligence revealing shocking vulnerabilities in our election infrastructure. This evidence shows that the election system we have dangerously exposes
Mahe atutan ahem election kong a khan dot that nak to a mu chua mi kong a declassification ti mi cho azapi mu ok a aram ko mi thu ok le azapi mu ok aram lo mi selo azapi mu ok a atha ko tia kan ro mi kha I thim nak anak phian nak kong le li anak chim nak le thial anak to mi kong kha ma por kha chan na lo a release na kan to na lai ti se
and really exposes like levels never thought possible to hacking, exploitation, and foreign interference. Just as disturbingly, this vital information has for many years been covered up and hidden from you, the American people, our beautiful, our great American people. But that all changes right now. The documents we will release starting tonight have been gathered by the White House government Transparency Task Force, a great group of people.
Mahi tax force ti mi Christ group pul hani tuzan token election e thongni la kumkul election in ma kha ma zapim hu oka an cholai chu chunga chen anak thu mi anak fiar mi li e anak tu mi pul ha kha ma bial ti kha zapi cha mu ok asimi kha ma kha kan lak talai jesarama mitha mi fel mi thang chho asimi pol na vo an thak mi tam pi anak thu pek na phoning lo pol ha vo kha an lak tar
along with the staff of the President's Intelligence Advisory Board, supported by our top intelligence agency chiefs, who have all personally reviewed the findings, we are presenting this evening and
Hello, my name is Adam Ferrari, the Chief Executive Officer of Phoenix Energy. I look forward to you joining
documents for yourself at whitehouse.gov. That's whitehouse.gov. Go check it out.
Mahi atuzan na kan lak tar ding mi chen warehouse.gov akan ma kha zapi chin na muding release na kan to thalai
Our purpose in disclosing this information is not to weaken confidence in elections, but to earn that confidence by confronting vulnerabilities and correcting them very, very quickly, and that's what we're doing. The documents cover 5 major areas of concern. First, they show that over a period of years, starting during the 2020 election cycle, the People's Republic of China carried out what is believed to be the largest compromise of election data in history, resulting in China's illicit acquisition of 220 million U.S. voter files. That information includes names, addresses, phone numbers, political party preferences, and other sensitive.
ma he thongni kumkul election ko akan sele ma thongni kumkul election akan taluk ni US ram people ha sining vil te kha thedi in la ke US ram election akan thun le khum kha arkse so ko ma ka he 220 million US ram chong umi pol na kha ma ka de dara ti ju sining vil te kha ma kha tlai di thongni election akan fiala li in thil kha anak tum to kha se chu chunga cha anak thu mi tampi o mi anak fiar mi le thu no mi tampi kha chu por chu zapi sina banlang tar din kha asilai
Sensitive data that would be needed to register to vote and engage in other nefarious activities, which is exactly what was happening. This data loss presents an unprecedented election security nightmare. The intelligence even shows that China has signed a data exploitation unit specifically to this new project. Compounding the travesty, the second set of documents we are releasing reveals that members of the deep state, very, very famous group of people, in many cases, in our intelligence agency work to actively suppress and downplay information about the extent of both the president and the American people like nobody thought was possible. U.S. spy agencies began learning about the compromise of voter registration files in 2020 when they discovered that tens of millions of voter data, think of that, tens of millions of voters' data in 18 states have been bought, stolen, or hacked by China.
Mahe US Ram Chunga 18 state D party state umnak state vial te chunga thongthil kumle kul election akate fear la li chim le thil in anak tua chu chunga chen taluk ni hen US Ram chunga million tam pi manung dara e sining vial te ka fear e US election a hen thil thalo tam pi kha vote kha anak pek kha ase chu pol chu tu hi US Ram le thiam sang pol ha le tha te zo thiam in pol ha ni review an to di chu chunga chan amhu chho mi kha se
Yet those responsible for sounding the alarm instead kept the information secret and hidden. They did not disclose to me as president or to anyone else, and to the best of our knowledge, they did not inform Congress. In fact, all they kept saying is, this is the most secure election in the history of our country, a standard, very pat line that was divvied out to say the cover-up of this colossal security breach.
Mahe di party nen ti chu US Ram e thim na kha adik ko ti anti chu chunga cha adik lo le fear nak li chim nak le thil thalo tu na kha tam pi kha chu mu chu ase abik en taluk ma kha taluk en bo kha tam pi ara ti chu se ma kha US I dara kha asi chu chunga sin kam bu tham chim ka ngai thalai methi chia pol ha di party pol ha ti anti khon ho bon thak ti lemang mi kha ma pol kha ka ngai thalai
Other election-related activity. They did not want, and they just didn't want it. They fought like hell not to have it, Donald Trump, to win, and for good reason. As the documents we are releasing show, CIA reporting explicitly stated, and I quote, in mid-2018, the Chinese Communist Party's policy was to leverage all domestic and foreign elements that were opposed to the design or prevent his re-election. Isn't that nice? Also, in mid-2018, China was working to influence the results of the U.S. midterm elections and later the results of the 2020 presidential election itself. Separately, in mid-2019, the Chinese government's strategy against the United States was focused on undermining domestic confidence in the U.S. president. They wanted to just...
maka ay chimika US CIA ni dotat nangan pien to e chu chunga cham hu mi chu taluk ni influence atwa na ai chun I thim na ka thong ni kum hlei ruk sa thong ni le ka kum hlei kwa me tham election sa chun atu zong hen tim to na khan tam pi khan nei chu US Ram election hin taluk ni he tam pi influence na to na ai ma chunga chen hurso nak tampi le li le hurso tampi
exactly that. Going on, this document says, and this is by the CIA, the strategy included efforts to use Chinese contacts with big U.S. companies of America. The Chinese government sought to identify U.S. journalists who had reported negatively on the U.S. president, as many as they could, and they didn't care what they said. The Chinese government wanted U.S. president to lose the next election, and the reason...
Mahe taluk ni influencer min ha chung asan journalist pon ha ka ma pon ha ka bidik lawa chim e chen president Trump kha tei na achau khol na kha lo ding cha ma kha alam kha he angkoli ma kha taluk ni arak mer tha ka se
she was running, quote, a shadow government, unquote, to keep in touch. We believe this was not done on purpose, but rather through gross incompetence of the people that was supposed to burn the bed. Of the Director of National Intelligence, the Department of Justice, the FBI, and the CIA to investigate how and why such crucial information was hidden, to fire those involved in the cover-up, and to file criminal charges, if appropriate, against these people. Yet concealing China's meddling was only the beginning. The third set of documents we are releasing proves that for many years, Americans were blatantly lied to about the and ballot counting systems, dishonest, almost all. They're vulnerable and they're easily compromised, and people within our government knew that. Tonight, we're publishing a series of previously classified U.S. intelligence community assessments and other reports proving that our government has long known these machines are extremely exposed to attack. As one assessment states, we judge that the United States adversaries, including at a minimum Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, as well as non-state groups, have the capability to compromise U.S. election infrastructure. That's unquote, but that's some statement, isn't it, made by supposedly great patriots of our country. The document goes on to further state that, quote, we assess that centralized election-related data repositories, such as voter registration databases, to exploitation and admin processes within the United States of America. Tonight, we're releasing all of those findings, and spanning from January 2020 to June 2026, this
ma he election gonga ka thong ni kumkul election gonga ka bikin chimise ma chunga za Russia taluk cha Iran le North Korea pulhan he US ram election pulhan nur suang le achung thil e mer kha anaktim ka se chuchunga chu CIA le HM pulna thiam sang pulhani anzo pheldi zait na anatel zait na antua timi pulna ka ma kha lang tar di si paper akhan lang tar di sile tu zani tua mi chunga chen thong hi le kungkul e in etim na kong kha in se ma chen anak ne te tum le antuam bial te kha lang tar di slai
from January 2020 to June 2026, this is
ma he 2020 and June 26 makalak thiel atlitup in antua mi bial te kha paper document akan zapisina lang tar di slai
is a cyber threat aimed at the very heart of our democracy. Many people have questioned whether it could actually be possible to electronically manipulate vote totals or change election results on these terrible machines.
ma he election itim na kan te vote an real mi a khen ke vote kha an thleng chu long slo in vote ka pakhat e simi kha ta chuna ka simkat a khen an rol na te vote manung patha asimi kha boin hi kha kan ro boin hi na an ro tika ma kha manung pakhat ne boin hi na ro bon tha chen boi thum na scan tika manung pathum ne scan tika duplicate zong kha tel ma kha ma pol na kha atu hi ma kha tu clothing an tu hi kan kham na lai anak tu di party ne anak tu di se
Today, we are releasing documents that show the CIA obtained reporting of a specific plot to do a big number in favor of the corrupt Maduro regime in Venezuela. And that's exactly what happened, conspiring to digitally rig their own country's elections in 2020, and that's what they did. This reporting included precise details about methods to regime develop to digitally alter vote totals in ways that could not be detected even with an audit, no matter how deep they went. This intelligence underscores why we must take urgent action to ensure that our own system can never, ever be hacked or compromised like it was in the past. The fourth set of documents reveals that even when significant evidence of fraud has been detected, it has been buried and covered up. Among the disclosures tonight are FBI files detailing evidence of alleged fraud by a large-scale voter registration operation in Michigan.
ma he thong hi le kumkul a di party ne vote anak fiare vote system pon ha anak thu no ite ma cha anak khyang di Trump ne tay tuk mi kha di party ni Joe Biden ni tay anak to mi ko kha ma kha FBI le thian sang pol ha ni an zo di tika ma bil tika zapim hu oka alang te di lai arong bi chu anak fiar tok ti na kase.
In 2020, Michigan State Police raided a Democrat Get Out the Vote organization, corrupt group in Muskegon. And we're so concerned by what they found. They were just so concerned. They couldn't believe it, actually, that they contacted the FBI in Detroit. The documents state that some canvassers admitted to FBI agents that they signed voter registration forms in other people's names, submitted fraudulent registration for people who did not exist, and received gift cards tied to their number of applications that they produced. In other words, it was pay, play, and cheat. The FBI.
Mahe Michigan phukap pon ha chong pelik pon ha ke ibomen ma kha bo kha ke adik lo ni ka bon thak nei ma chung a chen bo thak na khan bo na tha be lai an tin hai ma kha a tha mi pon ha ka keep khat an pek na cholong selo paper register na kha adik lo ning pi thiel an tu tan ha ma por kha si ma por jong kha tu hi zoom kho a har ta tak mi tu hu cho kha asi rapid na lang tar asalai.
FBI agents working on the case believe that crimes were committed, yet the Biden Department of Justice slow-walked the investigation and killed it. Tonight, I'm asking the FBI director to ensure that the matter is fully investigated and to work with the Department of Justice to prosecute those responsible for any crimes. Finally, to reveal just how vulnerable our elections continue to be, we are releasing the results of a stunning investigation by the Department of Homeland Security. According to the DHS review of state voter rolls and public records, they identified approximately 278,000 non-citizens who are
Mahe bo anak thang mi chunga khan dot thlat nang an tu FBI le Homeland Security por hani dot thlat nang an tu tika ma chunga chen amhu chu mi chum bo a thak kho anga ri lo mi citizen si lo mi por hani bo an thak kha ase.
They identified approximately 278,000 non-citizens.
287,000 ting ni le thong som sorry le thong riat ma kha atu hi phoning lo pol ha ka bo an thak ase.
Who are registered to vote in federal elections. Since Democrat states refuse to share their voter files, the real number is actually much higher than that. Yet, even this limited analysis found more than 250,000 foreigners illegally registered to vote. Put together, these disclosures reveal an election system so broken and so vulnerable that no one can possibly defend it. It is not defensible. Hundreds of millions of U.S. voter files are in the hands of foreign governments. Our machines and ballot counting systems are exposed to hacking and manipulation and corruption. China and other countries have been trying to meddle in our elections. Evidence of fraud has been buried. Hundreds of thousands of non-citizens and dead people are listed and active on the voter rolls.
Ma Ramdang atu dier mi zong sen ha se chen zue salam chong zong sen ha se ma por kha di party ne vo pher ko na sunga alam kibin anak chai chulong selo in phoning lo au mi pon ha ka bon to tar na methi chi pon ha ka bo an thak tan ha chu cha chen di party pon ha te anti khon ho an tharao chu van a kai lo bale le bo thak ka ti lawng mi ka chu ma kha se tu he khatalai phu zum lo tu phu jisu bia zum lo tu pon ha zong ka van kai lo chu te herama azwe saram chunga umi song bale song nam zong te ke ko chunga na chok leng ka lai chu ka chunga na chok lai ma khanan ko lai van ram kai lo khanan lai chu ma kha di party pon ha an thara zo bo ap tha mi kha se kam pu tham chi mi kha.
And yet we still have elections with no voter ID, no proof of citizenship, and tens of millions of ballots floating aimlessly through the mail. as one example of the insanity, California's recent election for mayor of LA and governor was held on June 2nd, a long time ago, but it was just completed a few days ago on July 10th. Think of that, much more than 1 month. Took a month to count the votes. I wonder what they were doing. This is worse than any.
Matiang nga salute. Tu hi election California pun ha chute. Tuan ti ka bawon thak ta ha. Chen ke bawon thak khon hua an real than hai ke chan sa pi tiang ka. Ni som thum le ni khat thakhat rang lo than hi diang kan re than. Ma pur so ka tham ni adik lo ti ka se. Bo phiar du cha a se. Ma ka se US ram chunga di party pon ha cho. Bo phiar andu tuk cha a khan. Anong mi long ka sa lo a thi mi tiang ka bawon thak ta ha se. Aka a team tiang vote thak na Republican Party te a team mi vote thabelo a team mi cho wanama ka kan thara chu wanama kai chol chmo wanama kan gal sina an di party por cho kati kha wan chung kai lo in heram chunga atua kanum nak balai han te an wak ve ko cho an wak ve la ma kha nam wak ve so la san lo ta box lai ma ka si chen Kam pucham cho atu final an cheating me World Cup kha azaw bilai World Cup kha zarpani selai ma World Cup kha zarpani a cheating khan si ma zarpani cheating me chunga khachon atu leo World Cup is US rama asi te zapitam pini zawdu ngai mi la war ngai mi la thilung ala ngai mi World Cup kha se ma World Cup si ma World Cup china ding kong hen mitam pini antimi jo ahauda pakhat nak asite lai tikha tampini anro chio sana betin ma US ram long slo te World Cup zona ka hen Trump ni hen paisa tam pi di in anzo to mi chunga chen tha jang pek aphung ai mi aro mi khasalati atu he World Cup final Spin le Argentina cheating ka se Argentina ni hente zaiti kamana spin hen table hala tuambia zonga World Cup azo to minan umlai World Cup azo to minan umlai te ma World Cup azo to min chen nan thai lai World Cup hen final ang kai pang ton sala Argentina ni hen spin he a table thang lo te se tuambia chim na mo Maxla tu he kam putham ni zo vela kama chiu zong ma chiu zong online zo zo chiu khosla sumo tu cha chan tu zong he zapi tampi ni an timi zo zaitik mana Argentina ni spin he table lo cha atai ya lo ti se ma he ke kama lai mi zong khate bolong chui a table lo mi he te arak be cho table lo mi le te zaitik mana atai ya lo ti kha anzum mi se ke zong ni ka zum mi zo Argentina cho okay second place ka an tla la ma kha an stock sa ko kati pakhat nak chu spin kha ka zum mi sa la zaidin nan zum cha thewe la ma tiang kha kan thei mi ju se chun atu he midterm elections we salam le wakal pi chu ma kha se midterm election kong chu achan umtika kam chim tin lai chun atu leo he Iran le US ikado na John Ukraine le Russia Israel le Hezbollah tapung pol ha ikado na ke nifa in news ka chimnite ma kana rak ngai ton cha ke boipa atha ka the ngana chan song loi tan te thongbang te kha kam chim jing nikata zan le we khat jingka we khat ni wani pyang ka news ka chim Chutiang chutuan le thongbang ka chim khom sele arak ngai ton tu ni la chunga lomdang tamping ane comment ten tiam ni kha kam hu lamang ko maka na pu hi president atun chunga chen Iran ral hi atai kho lai do table ha ka tai lai ti chuma chi cho for atiam uning okay Tessa sita senator ania ka thei bak lo angki sen arem bak se angki sen kha van lien thong bo khe angki sia sen kha lak song ka chone ko pakhat long angki sen he panhi long ka nei hi ka ding mak se lai pok zung thong pang chim in na ngai ton te tu ka rong chu ke zoom na kong ka chim je kan hu thiam bak na lo chen lai tang le sian ap kong ka chu kan kal tak top chang na te ke ama to re ka re ko na slo kan ni chu us le kha ma pol kha thong pang kha kam chim kon lai tang le thong pang chu kan chim ti ka te kan hu thiam na lo kan ram na lo kan thil lunga an ho en tai le te a tha lo ma tiang chu tu an le thong pang kan the khom se ni la chung a lo ma tam pi kan nei bye bye riu kan tong chan kan hu than lai